Previously on Dual Destinies. Director Cosmos, why did you tell such an outrageous lie? You were covering for the defendant. I said I was in the control room to invent an escape route for a third person. Yikes, I'm really tiny. If a third person had no way of escaping the scene, what if one of the people at the scene was this third person? Oh, shoot. Director Cosmos said that he and Detective Arm rushed to the scene together. But what if that premise isn't true? What if one of them reached the scene before the other one? And if that person entered the lounge, then they could be the third person. Okay, so where were we? The defendant is the only one who could have killed the victim and shot at the director. There doesn't appear to be any room for argument against these claims. I will now render my verdict. Objection! Damn right, Phoenix. Hang in there, man. Please wait, Your Honor. There's still one last possibility, one last treasure chest to check in my OOD randomizer over here. Oh, this had better be good, Mr. Wright. It's a bloopy! No! There is one and only person who could have escaped from the scene. And that person would be the first person who arrived at the scene. Wouldn't it be funny if, like, if he got there first, went in, did the deed, and then went in the control room, went around in a big circle and came back behind her? I don't know if he can actually do that in the... well, whatever. Then upon entering the boarding lounge... I mean, they did do that in Investigations 1, though, kind of. The second person to arrive came by the southern door. That's why the first person fled from the room, using an escape route that was accessible only to them. Very well, let's hear more about this theory. Who is this one person who could have escaped from the boarding lounge? Well, are you seriously asking me this? What? But that's the guy! Mr. Wright, what are you claiming here? Oh, trust me, I've been through Damon Gant. I don't have to... or, I mean, you know, Von Karma. Of all the people who were at the scene, only the witness could have escaped. The director is the only one with the authority to open the control room door, after all. But that means that I'm sitting next to a guilty man. Exactly. The true identity of the third person is our current witness. Director Yuri Cosmos. Is that really him? I still don't think it is. It's definitely possible. I'm not saying it's impossible. But I just don't know. Order! Order in the court, I say! Mr. Wright, will you explain yourself in more detail? I assert that Director Cosmos arrived at the scene before Detective Arm, and entered the boarding lounge alone. Detective Arm, being a slow runner, arrived after that, and... all she saw was the suspicious figure who was actually Director Cosmos standing in the lounge. Sorry, and I didn't read that right. And that's why she fired those 2 warning shots. Then, of course, one of them hit him. I've been hit on the starboard side! Captain Wright, it's a direct hit on the enemy ship, sir. A magnificent shot. Warning shots fired from the enemy ship, prepare to intercept. He's done with this. He's like, Cosmos, you have told a lie in this court once again. Boy, oh boy. Man, what is that enemy that hilariously spins when you hit him with it? Ugh, I don't know. Earth to Cosmos Control Center, requesting permission to ask that you return to reality. But my ship will not go down to anything less than the ultimate weapon of evidence. Okay. But I do have evidence. In fact, I have 2 of it. Oh. If Director Cosmos is the third person our Blackwell saw, this third person fired at Detective Arm and Director Cosmos with their gun. And in return, the detective fired her warning shots. Isn't that how it really went down, Director Cosmos? Oh, huh. Director Cosmos must have been the one who fired the 10 caliber gun. When Detective Arm discovered him in the lounge, it only makes sense that he would have turned and shot at her. Therefore, the evidence on the director's body is of a different kind of relevance than before. Once we compare it against another piece of evidence, the mark that you received from the third party will be all the proof we need to prove that you were the one there in the lounge. Ooh. I think you might have lost me a little bit here. Brace for further impact. Okay, comparison against this piece of evidence will prove you were the one in the lounge. Alright. So, the bullet hole... the bullet hole's kind of bothering me because of where it is. It also says it's fired from a .38 caliber gun, so that means she fired it. But if she really fired at him... You know, from the... Oh, but no, actually, no, she was firing from the south side. So yeah, I could have hit... Okay, never mind. My bad. Thought I had something there. So can we, like, look at the bullet and see if... Like, that maybe if it matches with his thing? Possibly? Maybe that's where we're going? The .38 caliber bullet found on the floor at the scene didn't hit the oxygen tank. It hit Director Cosmos' metal. If we have that ricochet mark on the metal analyzed, I'm sure the caliber will match up. And if that mark proves to be from a .38 caliber bullet, aha! Bingo! It will prove that you were the third person we've been looking for. Shite! The bridge is destroyed, losing altitude, all hands abandon ship. Shut up! If that's true, then what about the bullet that hit the oxygen tank? Maybe that was his bullet that hit it then. Uh-huh. There you go. You've got it all wrong. I'm gonna run over you with my Segway. What? The engines have started again. Nope, they have not. It's a miracle! I'm not going down yet! Why are you saying that? Stop this at once and confess the truth. If you don't want the history books to say that a great man was a great liar, then accept your fate and tell the truth. Are you giving me orders? Me, the great director of the Cosmos Space Center? Gah! The cosmos revolves around me! Still spinning. Man. Ah! Someone get me off this thing! Wow, he actually wants to get off. Sorry. Order! Knock it off! Will someone please stop the witness from spinning? Sure, I'll just put my hands... Never mind. Slap. Phew! Thank goodness we were able to stop him from spinning off the face of the Earth. Jeez. While he was twirling, I took the liberty of running an analysis on the mark on the metal. It was made by a .38 caliber bullet, matching it with the size of Detective Arm's firearm. Nice. Are you ready to confess the truth, witness? Oh, you've got it all wrong. I mean, okay, so, like, maybe we can prove that he was there. But can we prove that he actually did the killing, though, is the thing. Is he going to start piling on more lies? Looks like it. But no matter how many lies he tells, I'll just expose them one by one. I'll make that big liar tell the truth. Oh, well, okay then. Yeah, save. Wow, so we're not done here yet. Yeah, definitely save. Wow. What is there left to do, though? This guy's gonna be the witness for the whole thing, isn't he? Director Cosmos, a new possibility has been presented by the defense. They're claiming that you were this third person. Forgive me. I'm so sorry. So the great pioneer of space development has revealed to be just another fabulous cur. I only have one question for the likes of you. Shall I send you off quickly or very quickly? Nice. The evidence doesn't lie, Director Cosmos, so don't try to talk your way out of this. Fine. I'll tell the truth. It's all just as you say, Mr. Wright. It's true that I was there in the boarding lounge. I got there before Detective Arm, and when she arrived, she fired warning shots at me. I was afraid people would mistake me for the killer, so I escaped to the control room. Oh, well, I mean... Then I went past the elevators and all the way around the boarding lounge one again. Sure enough, it's exactly like I thought. I came up behind Detective Arm and pretended to be the second on the scene. But she would have noticed, right? Maybe that's why she's dead now, because she knew something. What a troublesome old man you are, with such convoluted deeds and thoughts. I see. So then, are you still insisting that you did not kill the victim? Of course I am! When I arrived at the lounge alone, I saw the true killer! The fourth person! Oh, okay. I know. Wasn't me. Saw the person as well. If I were the killer, why would I lie to cover for Starbuck? I would just leave him to take the fall. Oh. He does have a point there. Shoot. All I wanted to do was protect Starbuck. I said I was in the control room to invent an escape route for a third person. Well, it makes some sense if you told those lies to cover for Mr. Starbuck. Still, a lie is a lie, Athena. So Director Cosmos claims he's not the culprit, but where's the proof? I just remembered! I have an alibi. Oh, okay, another one. Miss Blackwell said she saw the killer at 10 a.m. She's single? Damn. That's a surprise. Yes. And? Well, I was on the 4th floor helping with the evacuation effort. Ask any member of the staff you'd like. They'll corroborate me. I knew that time was going to come up eventually. The director's not fibbing to the court for once. I confirm that he has an alibi for the time specified. Wait, so all that was for nothing then? He just wasn't there at all? Oh boy. Oh boy. That you arrived at the lounge after that. Yes, and I believe the person I saw is the same person that Miss Blackwell saw. Although it was pitch black and covered in soot, so more of a shadowy figure and less of a person. And I couldn't actually see their face, but it was definitely the silhouette of an earthling. Well, that narrows it down. As long as he has an alibi. Can't very well claim Director Cosmos was the killer. No, we can't. Then again, maybe we don't need to yet. I wonder if he was really covering for Mr. Starbuck. Your Honor, the defense moves to have the director testify about the person he saw. Very well. Director Cosmos, your testimony, please. Nice. Alright. What I really witnessed. Again! Boy. As I tried to enter the lounge, the true killer inside fired a gun at me. I hid to avoid getting shot. How do you... But when I tried to get another look, they had vanished into thin air. I was near the elevator side door, and, well, the Launchpad 1 door. And the control room door should have been shut tight to the killer. You were shot at by the killer as well, and then they disappeared. Yes, though luckily no harm came to my glorious body. Unfortunately, the bullet hit Terran's oxygen tank. I know because I heard a pang. That must have been the sound of the tank being ruptured. Wait, but I thought the bullet hit his metal. Yeah, that was Detective Arm's bullet, remember? Right. What a mess this is turning into. So let's see. Yeah, that bullet, this bullet, wow. Director Cosmos is claiming that when he found Mr. Terran and his killer, the culprit shot a 10 caliber bullet at him. Right, but it actually hit Mr. Terran's oxygen tank and ruptured it. And then the killer disappeared, and the director went into the boarding lounge. And then Arms shot at him. Yep. Judging by his medal, it looks like one of them almost took him out, too. Good summary, but that doesn't explain where our mystery killer went. Okay, so is it possible here... Wait a minute. I'm wondering if it's possible that, like, that first bullet that was fired at him was fired by one of the two guys. And maybe they're just... Well, the problem is now we need... There has to be a killer here. Well, maybe it's like I said before, though. Maybe there's like a hidden compartment he could... Because they made a big deal out of that thing on the wall, and I'm sure that's going to come up eventually. Apparently Blackwell, like, freaked out when he saw it, too, so... It's going to be important. Director Cosmos, I was wondering if you could elaborate on when the figure disappeared. I'm ashamed to admit I tried to hide myself when I was shot at, but when I peeped back into the lounge, the real killer was gone. I rushed into the lounge straight away to investigate, but what I found was Terran with a knife in his chest and Starbuck out cold on the floor. So we have a culprit who vanished from a scene that had no escape route. Vanished without a trace. It's truly like one of the great mysteries of the cosmos.
Silence.
I know, jeez. A riddle of the ages indeed, but I'd rather know. How a fibbing leech such as you can be lauded as great. Wow. A great man is always misunderstood in his own time, but he must remain true to himself, even if those around him don't understand. Wow, that might be the first true statement he said all day. But how do you suppose this person managed to vanish so suddenly? Simple, because it was Spaceboy himself. When he was spotted by the director in Aura, he quickly feigned unconsciousness. That would certainly take all the mystery out of the idea of a vanishing culprit now, wouldn't it? I want to raise an objection, but I don't have any counter-evidence. Director Cosmos, when you saw this person, did you also see Mr. Starbuck on the floor? No, because it was as dark as a black hole in there. I didn't see crap. I didn't see Starbuck until the other person vanished and I entered the room. Oh. That was not helpful at all. I'm prepared to accept your surrender, Wright Dono. I think I might be prepared to give it. I can't find any holes in this testimony, but I can't give up. Mr. Wright, why don't you let me help? Huh? While the director was giving his testimony, he started doing some weird shit. Which means he's hiding his shit from us, huh? This might help us find out what happened to our vanished killer. That'd be great, Athena. Let's see what you can do with him. See what you can do with him, I'll be right back. You got it, boss. Wouldn't want to miss this chance to delve into a great mind. Yuri Cosmos, prepare to hand over the secrets of your heart to me! Alright. Had to hit up upon this sooner or later. Oh boy. I tried to enter the lounge. The true killer inside fired a gun at me. I hid to avoid getting shot. But when I tried to get another look, they had vanished into thin air. I was near the elevator side door. And, well, the Launchpad 1 door. And the control room door should have been shut tight to the killer. Alright. Talking about mixed feelings. You must be trying to account for a number of contradictions. Mr. Wright, maybe this time we shouldn't just look for contradictory emotions. We should also look for emotions that should be there, but aren't. Oh, this again, huh? Well, I had a couple of things there I wanted to look at, but, he must have felt very shaken and distressed at the time. Let's focus on the fluctuations in his emotions and see what we can uncover. Sure, okay. So, he tried to enter the lounge. I mean, there's really no feelings associated with that. The true killer inside fired a gun at me. This makes sense. I'm not sure about well, I guess fear. Fear falls under sadness more than surprise, so maybe. I hid to avoid getting shot. But when I tried to get another look, they had vanished into thin air. Should you not be surprised at that? I think I might just go for it. The other one I wasn't sure about was, he said he was near the elevator door. So right here he's basically, like, by process of elimination saying where could he have gone. So the Launchpad 1 door. There's like sadness on this one, which is weird. Sadness / fear. Is it possible he didn't want... Oh man, and you know what else? That weird compartment in the floor is over by that door too. But for now I'm going to try this. Let's see. Wait, not this one, but... They had vanished into thin air. Okay, I feel like you should be surprised at this. You must have thought it was very strange that the killer vanished into thin air. I did? That kind of thing just doesn't happen, actually. And yet at that time, you barely registered any shock at the occurrence. What? Why are you... Get out of my head, dude! I can only think of one reason as to why you weren't surprised by the killer's vanishing act. Because you knew he was going to do it. You must have had a good idea of where they went. Isn't that right? What? No, of course not! That's preposterous, you freak! Only I can enter the control room. And the area beyond the launch pad door was filled with smoke, making it impassable. And as for the southern door, well, I was there, so... If he'd left that way, I would have seen him. No. Maybe or maybe not. You went into the room to check on Mr. Starbuck and Mr. Terran, yes? What if the culprit took that opportunity to silently slip out through the southern door? Or to strike the ceiling spike with a skyward strike? I highly doubt it, as you recall, right after I entered the lounge. I shut the door behind me. Okay, yeah. That's true. Yep. Correct. And yet the director wasn't surprised the killer vanished. So you're absolutely sure there was no escape route for the culprit to use. What if he's still in there? It's working, boss. One more punch and it'll be a knockout. There seems to be one more emotion that's at odds with his testimony. Go get him! Okay, back in the Matrix it is. Welcome to the desert of the real. Alright, so I think I was near the elevator side door. And, well, the launch pad. This is really suspicious here. I don't think... He knows something about over there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you seem to be afraid of the launch pad door. The great Yuri Cosmos, afraid? And what basis do you have for that outlandish accusation? Whether I have any basis or not doesn't mean squat! You seem quite distressed by it, though. Explain yourself, knave. I'm most certainly not. Director Cosmos, there's something about the launch pad door you're not telling us, isn't there? Gah! He's doing his own little Finkel and Einhorn thing here. Wow, he's speechless. It's like you hit the nail on the head, boss. Yeah. Well, just call me the hammer. I'll just input these 2 pieces of data, and yes! Just what I wanted to see. Down to 70. Okay. Presto changeo. Let's Discord. More getting things done. Oh my gosh, that was... I don't know if anybody got that. It looks like we're on the right track. Thanks, Athena. Now to make sense of what we've learned. Director Cosmos wasn't surprised that the culprit suddenly vanished from the lounge, which points to the possibility he knew where the killer had escaped to. Furthermore, talking about the door to the launch pad made him uneasy. In other words, he's probably hiding something about the Launchpad 1 door. When we put these 2 pieces together, only one solution to this puzzle comes to mind. Bleh. I need a drink of water. It has to be. Why don't I... Oh, present. I was trying to press the button there. The culprit went through the Launchpad 1 door to escape, didn't they? I mean, it might just be that they actually went in there. Except, could they have, though? That's the problem. Master Tactician, you are not. But the area beyond that door was filled with smoke, wasn't it? Yeah. Maybe he wore a gas mask. Still, this is the only logical answer there is. If we can just figure out what the director is hiding about the Launchpad 1 door, we should be able to iron out the logical inconsistencies. I feel like I know what this is already, though. But that door requires fingerprint recognition. Only Starbuck, Terran, and I have access. I don't see how the killer could have opened that security lock to you. Well, he could have grabbed somebody's hand and put it up there, just like Lone Star does. That's an easy one. The killer was right there in the boarding lounge, meaning there's a way he could have easily gotten past that security lock. Come to think of it, we did examine the prints on the fingerprint recognition device. Uh-oh. I propose that the killer use this person's fingerprints to get past the security lock. Where are you? Bingo. That's the defendant. Of course it is. Mr. Starbuck was lying unconscious there in the boarding lounge. Anybody could have easily gotten past the security lock by using his prints. And actually, Mr. Starbuck's prints are exactly what we found on the device's screen. Ah! I don't know how many times I can keep doing that. It looks like he does have something to hide about the Launchpad 1 door. And I'm betting it's got something to do with the culprit's escape route. But I don't have enough information to see the whole picture yet. I'm still just assuming here that that thing on the wall opens a compartment. I don't even know if that is a compartment, though. So, maybe... so that seems like the only thing, though, that could be going on here. Something just occurred to me. Would you like to hear it? Yeah, go ahead. There's a security camera in boarding lounge 1. Right, the one that recorded the victim and the defendant. What about it, Your Honor? If the true culprit escaped into the Launchpad 1 corridor, then that might be recorded on the security footage as well. Well, we looked at that, but... like the power went out or something? It's good, Judge, but you don't know, because we don't have the... Oh my god, oh, poor Judge. The game just really wants to shit on him, doesn't it? I hope he didn't strain your faculties too much for that, your baldness. I beg your pardon. Look, if we play the security footage beyond this point, there's just nothing. Bleep. It cuts to me. Oh my, the footage cuts off. The camera was running on backup power, but apparently the power cables were damaged. Most likely by the after effects of the explosion. There is no footage after this, be it of criminals or space aliens. And I thought it was such a good idea, too. Well, just because your grandchild is watching from the gallery, it doesn't mean you should try to show off too much. Grandpa Baldness. Oh, I want to meet his grandchild. Prosecutor Blackwell, how did you know about my grandchild? You're not going to kill him, are you? Or her? No. I think his grandchild just learned a little about the harshness of the adult world. Oh boy. Poor grandchild. Setting aside the issue of grandchildren, which we'll never go back to, I'd like to have the witness continue. Director Cosmos, could you tell us more about when you entered the lounge? Oh, yeah. I started with my right foot, then on my left foot, and then after that I went back to my right foot. But then after that I was kind of, tired of right because I'd done 2 right steps and 1 left, so I decided to step on my left foot. I hid to avoid getting shot. That makes sense. Fear. After the killer vanished, I went into the lounge. Still... we got info update here, so... that's when Detective Arm appeared from the elevator side door. Why would you be surprised at that, I wonder? And then the detective shot at me! So you see, the killer could have only escaped into the launch pad, right? Okay, I think I know what we're going for here. What do you think about Director Cosmos' emotional responses, Athena? I think he's full of shit! Actually, my cat is really sick, you know? What? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And on top of that, my dog just doesn't seem to want to play with me. Why are you telling me all this now? Just humor me, okay? Now, when you heard about my cat, and then about my dog, which story made you feel sadder? The dog? Really? Well, she said her cat was... oh my god, am I really that dumb? Hang on. She said the cat was sick. Yeah, she said the cat was sick, but the dog just doesn't seem to want to play with me. Like, I feel like... I think the dog is sadder, but maybe that's just me. I don't know. I mean, it's physically sick versus mentally sick, but being mentally sick is harder to deal with, you know? I don't know, just not having any desire to play. At least when you're physically sick, you get over it, but there's nothing natural about the director's reactions. I think how each individual reaction changes across the whole testimony will be key. Uh-oh. Sounds unnaturally complicated. but that somehow doesn't surprise me. So, like, she's saying to pay attention to one emotion across all 4 of them. Or all 3 of the statements, or however. After the killer vanished, I went into the lounge. But that's when Detective Arm appeared from the elevator side door. And then the detective shot at me. Okay, so... Okay, I see why she's saying this now, actually. So she's saying that there's one emotion that should be stronger at a different point than it is. Or something like that. Like, because right here he's, like, really scared. Then he's only a little bit scared here. Then he's surprised here. Then he's a little bit scared. Like, he should be really scared there, too, shouldn't he? Let me see if that's it. When we view your emotions alongside your testimony, we find the unexpected emotion. Wait a minute. There really isn't anything strange here. Oh. I don't know, but I think maybe we made a mistake, Mr. Wright. Uh-oh. Did I do it on the wrong one, maybe? Or... Well, my first instinct was something else anyway, so... Must be an unexpected emotion here somewhere, yeah. Where was it again? Well, now that I think about it, it's not that surprising, but... See, my first thought was, like, why would he be surprised here? He knew she was coming. Maybe that's it? Director Cosmos. Okay, I guess that was it. How are you so surprised when Detective Arm found you, and again when she fired? Isn't that a bit unnatural? Oh, he's pensive now. You know, watch out for those pensive people. Sadly, even great men such as myself have ordinary human feelings. Our bodies are bound by the forces of gravity and emotions. Even a great man such as myself experiences surprise on occasion. Yeah, I'm sure you do. But my real point here is not the fact that you were surprised, but rather what you were surprised by. Pardon me. First, you were surprised when Detective Arm found you in the lounge. And just after that, you were of course again surprised when she shot at you. But he was less surprised when she shot at him. But considering what you were surprised about, a strange phenomenon occurs here. Director Cosmos, what is strange about your surprised reaction is the fact that you were more surprised when Arm came. That's what it is. That's why Athena was saying all that stuff. Sure, you were surprised when Detective Arm shot at you. But the surprise you felt when she found you in the lounge was much greater. Get out of my head, you freak! The fact that you were more surprised by simply being found than by being shot at suggests to me that you were one fucked up man, let me tell you. No, it's okay. Alright, the enemy has acquired a new weapon. Commence Operation Hide Under Your Desk. Hide! H-U-Y-D. The acronym, if it sounds like hide. Please tell me I finally sunk his battleship. Not quite yet. We're getting there, though. Boss, I'm getting less Discord now. That must mean even more time to record. He really is hiding something about that launchpad door. And whatever he's hiding most likely has something to do with the killer's escape. I wonder what it could be. If he was doing something suspicious around that door, maybe we can spot some change between before he came to the room and after. Detective Fulbright gave us a photo taken after the crime. Let's run a comparison. Here we go. Okay, it's turned to the side. I'm looking right at that thing, because I know that's got to be it. Yup! Oh! That is it, that is it, that is it! Oh, yes! Ha ha ha! Hey, look at that! There is a change. Something's definitely different. I didn't even notice that when she gave me the photo. What is it? What are you two been up to over there? Finding the answer to what you were doing when Detective Arm found you, that's what! And that answer lies clearly in this footage. All we have to do is compare it to the photo that was taken during the investigation. Don't be ridiculous! If you really do have an answer, you'd have pointed it out already. No, we're just toying with you. He's asking for it. This is what changed directly after the incident. Game, set, match. Bitch.